Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. For reasons that are very understandable, Jey Uso has reacted emotionally to becoming a WWE Singles Champion. The main event of this week's Monday Night Raw was the Yeet Master winning the Intercontinental Championship over Braun Breaker. Breaker was pinned by Uso following a lengthy struggle in which Uso landed spears and top rope splashes many times. Before recording a touching ad, he rejoiced with the audience as the program aired its last moments. Main event Jey quickly contacted his followers via his official Instagram account after Raw. Like always, Uso's tweet was full of defiance. He claimed to have warned everyone that he was going to win the singles title. Now that the adventure is finished, it will be intriguing to see Jey Uso's next move after Raw. In the next months, WWE may have major plans for the new Intercontinental Champion, who is also said to be returning to the Bloodline brand. At the same time, Triple H has a monumental task ahead of him in maintaining Braun Breaker's strength and making sure he is not forgotten once his 51-day championship reign ended. Who knows what's going to happen after this? Fans, wrestlers, and the whole WWE Universe were profoundly moved by Jey Uso's victory for the Intercontinental Championship on WWE Raw. For Jey, who had spent years in the shadow of his famous family, most notably as a tag team partner with Jimmy in the Usos, and who had weathered the storm of the Bloodline story, his single victory seemed like the last chapter of a very personal and emotionally taxing journey. A heartfelt letter reflecting on his journey, the people who supported him, the obstacles he encountered, and the profound joy he felt holding the Intercontinental Championship was posted by Jey Uso to social media in the hours after his historic triumph. Without sugarcoating anything, Jey's sentiments in this moving article were filled with appreciation, pride, and genuine passion. The heartfelt message by Jey Uso started with a very simple statement: "I did it for me this time." Defending his brother Jimmy, his family, and his lineage had been a lifelong battle for Jey. The Usos, when they were a tag team, were among the best in WWE history. They stood strong as a symbol of their family's history and as fighters for one another and Samoan pride. However, his triumph on this occasion was distinct. This had nothing to do with the bloodline, with pleasing Roman Reigns, or with bringing honor to his family. Thanks to his dogged determination, Jey Uso was finally able to emerge from the shadows and show everyone, and himself, that he was more than a tag team expert. This was for the guy who had been dubbed Roman Reigns' right-hand man, who had gone through mental and physical struggles that tested him to his limits, and who, in the end, stood strong on WWE Raw as WWC champion. I made this one for myself. For all the times I questioned my abilities and considered quitting. This was for the little boy who, as a youngster, saw his family rule the industry and wished he could have a go at it too. The anguish Jey Uso has felt on his trip was not sugarcoated in his heartfelt statement. He said that it was tough to follow in the footsteps of such a legendary family in professional wrestling. From the very beginning, Jey had a lot of pressure to live up to the famed NY name. Even though he and Jimmy were great as a tag team, Jey never stopped wondering whether he could be successful alone. He discussed the ups and downs of his career, the annoyances of being seen as part of a team, and the uncertainties that surfaced during his intense fight with Roman Reigns. In that plot, Jey suffered both physically and emotionally, as he was compelled to accept his position within the bloodline and submit to Roman's demands. I will tell you the truth. On several occasions, I doubted my ability to persevere. On days when the burden seemed insurmountable, Some parts of you crumble when you battle against those who should be lifting you up, even your own family. I persisted, however. The struggle continued. So I did. The feuds between Jey and Roman Reigns were about more than just securing a slot in the main event or winning titles. His spirit, dignity, and sense of self, apart from the Roman-imposed familial structure, were all at stake in these conflicts. As a guy and a wrestler, Jey fought for the right to stand up for himself. With the Intercontinental Championship in his grasp, it was evident that his dogged determination had at last yielded results. The WWE Universe meant the world to Jey Uso, and his speech reflected that. As he pondered his path, he made it plain that the encouragement of his admirers had carried him through the darkest hours. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who has stuck with me along this journey. I can always count on you to be there for me. You have supported me through the highs and lows of life. When I didn't have faith in myself, you did. After his disagreements with Roman, Jey thanked the people who supported him throughout his emotional promotional fights and stuck by him when he felt like he was up against an insurmountable enemy. An important component in Jey's success in WWE was his bond with the fans, who play a pivotal part in determining a wrestler's career. The enthusiasm of the crowd, he said, drove him to dig deeper, battle more, and at last achieve the pinnacle of his sport, the Intercontinental Championship. Every time I stepped out of the ring on certain occasions, I felt crushed, defeated. However, the sound of your enthusiastic chants of USO would motivate me to keep going. You guys have been the real deal, and I want you to know that this victory is just as much yours as it is mine. Part of Jey's statement that was the most heartfelt was when he spoke about his family, especially his brother Jimmy. When Jimmy and Jey were still members of the USOs, they had been through almost every high point of their wrestling careers side by side. To be sure, this was no ordinary occasion. It was Jey's turn now, and he felt a mix of emotions at not having Jimmy there for the ride. My affection for you is well known, Jimmy. I couldn't have made it this far without you. We've accomplished everything together. This, however, is for the two of us. I can feel your pride and confidence in your support. Plus, we will return to our unmatched level of dominance when the moment is perfect. However, at the moment, I am using this to demonstrate something, so that Jey Uso may demonstrate his independence. For viewers who had seen the growing relationship between the brothers, this sincere letter to Jimmy hit close to home. Even though they still had a long way to go as a tag team, Jey made it plain that this chapter was about him establishing his independence, a path he knew his brother would be there to cheer him on. To the conclusion of his article, Jey hinted to what was to come. There will be many obstacles on Jey Uso's path to become Intercontinental Champion, but he is prepared for them all. He is now committed to proving that he can be a fighting champion, and his triumph was more than simply a cause for celebration. It marked the start of a new chapter in his career. I just know this isn't going to be a picnic. Someone will attempt to dethrone me because of my title, and I am prepared for it. I will not, however, back down. I can't stop now since I've gone through so much. I am prepared for everything that may come my way. Rest assured, this is only the start. An heartfelt remark delivered by Jey Uso after his Intercontinental Championship victory served as a potent reminder of the toll that being a WWE superstar takes in terms of both physical and mental suffering. He has motivated innumerable followers with his story of overcoming adversity and becoming a successful solo artist, and his words are an inspiration to everybody. As he celebrates his triumph, Jey realizes that his time as a tag team legend was legendary. but that his time as a single champion is just beginning.